Everyone wants world peace. We assume it is the ultimate goal of human progress. But what if the act of achieving a permanent world peace actually caused modern civilization to completely tear itself apart? In August 1963, during the Kennedy administration, a highly secretive government project was set in motion. It would eventually produce a document known as the Report from Iron Mountain. 15 top academics and experts from various fields were quietly summoned to an underground nuclear hideout in New York. Their assignment was to determine the exact problems the United States would face if a condition of permanent peace ever arrived, and to draft a program to handle it. The group worked in secret for 2.5 years. When they finished, the government suppressed their findings. But one member, an unnamed professor acting under the pseudonym John Doe, decided to leak the report. He realized the group's conclusions were too terrifying to keep hidden. The report throws out the common idea that armed conflict is merely an extension of diplomacy. Instead, it argues that war is the basic social system upon which all modern societies are built. Economy, politics, and culture do not control war. They rest precariously on top of a nation's readiness to fight. The authors used a specific analytical method popularized by Cold War military strategists like Herman Kahn, known as Byzantine thinking. This approach to strategic planning completely divorces morality and human life from state survival, relying strictly on objective logic. Stripped of all ethical constraints, their final warning is purely structural. If a society achieves peace without first building massive artificial replacements for the hidden functions that war provides, civilization will inevitably collapse. This flowchart illustrates how the study group viewed the economy. They identified war production as a massive balance wheel. It allows the government to arbitrarily burn billions of dollars on weapons that sit in silos, operating completely outside the normal rules of supply and demand to prevent severe economic depressions. The group examined using large-scale social welfare programs, like universal healthcare or housing, as a replacement. They calculated these programs are too cheap. Within 10 years, their capital costs would finish, and they would integrate into the normal economy, losing their power to act as an arbitrary, stabilizing drain on resources. Instead, the report proposed a giant, open-ended space program deliberately aimed at unreachable targets. Colonizing Jupiter or Mars offers an endless, controllable financial sinkhole that can absorb excess capital without ever generating a return. Beyond economics, the report tackles political authority. A government can only maintain legitimacy, collect taxes, and preserve necessary class distinctions if its citizens genuinely believe they face a permanent, lethal external threat. To replace the threat of rival nations, the state would need to invent a believable alien menace. Failing that, they suggested deliberately engineering severe global environmental pollution. Poisoning the air and water supply creates a credible life-or-death crisis that forces the population to accept strict political control. To maintain order in a world without war, the state must manufacture infinite financial waste and engineer artificial existential terror. Without these mechanisms, citizens will stop obeying the law. The military also serves a vital sociological function. Historically, armies absorb the unemployable and antisocial elements of a population. Institutions like the Selective Service System, the government agency that registers men for a military draft, act as a mass control device to keep potentially disruptive youth under strict discipline. The group argued that deep social cohesion requires a blood sacrifice. Citizens only forge a true allegiance to their society when they are forced to risk their lives or pay a blood price for its survival. The proposed substitutes for this cohesion are grim. The report suggests implementing a technologically sophisticated form of slavery or inventing highly ritualized blood games, something akin to a modern state-sponsored inquisition to safely channel aggressive impulses. Ecologically, the report identifies war as the only uniquely human evolutionary mechanism for controlling population levels to balance environmental supply. Before modern medicine, disease kept populations in check. Now, organized slaughter serves that biological function. The ecological replacement for war is a universal program of applied eugenics. Eugenics is the practice of attempting to improve the human species by strictly controlling who is allowed to reproduce. This would be enforced through sterilizing agents added to the water supply, offset by government-controlled artificial insemination. Finally, the group noted that the implicit demands of weaponry drive nearly all major scientific progress, from steel frame buildings to space capsules. They even argued that war provides the only socio-moral themes intense enough to give art and culture genuine high stakes. The logic of the Iron Mountain report leads to a terrifying conclusion. Achieving a stable, permanent peace requires society to consciously adopt slavery, mass eugenics, and engineered environmental crises, practices universally considered the ultimate evils of humanity. After outlining these horrifying substitutes, the Special Study Group delivered their ultimate recommendation to the United States government: do not transition to peace. Their reasoning is strictly practical. The required substitutes for peace are simply too politically risky, inefficient, and difficult to implement. Compared to the massive effort of re-engineering human reproduction and inventing alien threats, maintaining and improving the proven war system is much safer for the state. The document makes no moral judgments about the millions of lives lost in combat. It treats human death merely as an ecological balancing tool and a necessary metric for social stability, proving just how deeply state survival is divorced from human morality. When you read the report today, it is hard not to look at skyrocketing defense budgets, endless space races, and persistent global conflicts in a new light. We have to ask if these are organic events or calculated structural requirements keeping our economy and society afloat. Are humans genuinely built for peace, or is modern civilization so addicted to the...
Master, what is the path to true knowledge?
True knowledge is not found in answers, but in understanding the nature of the question.
Elder, what is the essence of wise leadership?
It is to lead by example, with virtue as the wind that bends the grass.
Profound. Thank you, Master. In leadership, is it better to be loved or feared?
The wise leader is both, but above all, respected for their virtue.
Master, what is the path to true knowledge?
True knowledge is not found in answers, but in understanding the nature of the question.
Elder, what is the essence of wise leadership?
It is to lead by example, with virtue as the wind that bends the grass.
Profound. Thank you. Master, what is the root of true wisdom?
It is knowing others, which is wisdom, knowing the self, which is enlightenment.
Master, what is the path to true knowledge?
True knowledge is not found in answers, but in understanding the nature of the question.
Elder, what is the essence of wise leadership?
It is to lead by example, with virtue as the wind that bends the grass.
Profound. Thank you. In a world of shadows, how does one find true direction?
The wise find direction not by chasing shadows, but by stilling the mind to see the light within.
Master, what is the path to true knowledge?
True knowledge is not found in answers, but in understanding the nature of the question.
Elder, what is the essence of wise leadership?
It is to lead by example, with virtue as the wind that bends the grass.
Profound. Thank you. Master, in a world of deception, how does one lead with true virtue?
By embodying benevolence and righteousness, you inspire loyalty without force.